Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Two Perfect Podcast. My name is Yzel.
My name is Renz.
And we're not
Perfect. Two Perfect Podcast is dedicated to three things.
First, we are dedicated to sharing super personal stories and owning our imperfection.
Second, we want to create a safe space where we could be our most authentic selves.
And third, we want to build a community for people like us who are fed up with the pressure of trying to be perfect. And before we start, please make sure you follow, like, subscribe. That's the most important thing. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Follow us. You can catch us on YouTube if you are listening to this via podcast streaming platform. Our YouTube, Two Perfect Podcast. You can also find us on social media, Two Perfect Podcast, and you can email us anytime, twoperfectpodcast@gmail.com. And if you do like the content that we produce, please make sure you also share and talk about it with your friends, your family, yeah, let's get this thing going. What's been occupying your mind?
I think right now I'm just trying to decide what I'm trying to do for my birthday because it's fast approaching and I feel like I need to commit to something soon because it's like, if we want to do stuff, we gotta plan it. So that's been in my brain for a bit now, but that's about it. There's nothing going on. It's just like I need to make a decision, but I don't know what that is.
Comment below if you have a suggestion on what we can do for Renz's birthday. And I thought you wanted to go to Mexico.
I do, but then a part of me also, I'm just having a hard time committing right now to anything.
Issues.
Yeah, because I'm also supposed to go to Vegas soon, but I still haven't booked my plane ticket because I'm having a hard time committing. And then even like, remember how I just told you how I had to sign up for graduation and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
A part of me is like flip-flopping again. It's like, oh, do I actually want to be there? I don't know. I'm having a hard time committing. I have to commit today.
Why are you hesitating?
I don't know. For the graduation specifically, feels like a hassle almost. And I don't know why.
Maybe it's just not something you find meaningful, and that's why you don't want to participate.
Maybe. Probably that. I think it's also I was like telling Jackie because I was like, oh dude, it's like at 8:30 in the morning. And I don't like to get up. I think that's what it is too. It's like I have to get up.
Again, kind of going back to the fact that it's not meaningful, because if it is a meaningful opportunity, you're going to get up regardless of what time it is.
Facts.
It could be 3 a.m. and be like, this means something to me, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think people would do.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, what else was it other than graduation? There was something else that you had brought up.
Vegas.
Your birthday.
My birthday too. Yeah. So basically just like the upcoming
episode is why are we so indecisive?
Yes. Why are we so indecisive?
That's what it is. Now, what's the deal with your birthday? What is it that prevents you from committing to Mexico?
I think another reason why is I remember during 4th of July, Steven said something about he's planning a trip like during September about going to Mexico. And I think I don't want to do it twice, even though it's going to be different because I don't know what kind of Mexico he's talking about. I just remember that being a brief thing. And then I don't know. This is always how I get when it comes to my birthday. I just don't know how to be. Like, I don't know what I want to do specifically. I just have a hard time, like, committing. So it's one day I would feel like, oh, maybe this is what I want to do. And then the next day I was like, I don't know. Is that what I want to do? Or is this something else that I want to do?
Yeah. Did you look into any of the places? No.
No. I think that's another thing too, why I just didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to like do the research. I feel like it's a lot more laborsome, and then not a lot of people would maybe be able to go. And I don't know if that's such short notice, because then again, if we were going to do that, I feel like I should be asking people if they can go, and I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely the not well planned
Mm-hmm.
is preventing you from committing to that option.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. So what are the other ideas that are floating around in your head?
I don't know. I think it's just like, I know I just want to celebrate it with the close people around me. Like,
Yeah.
I know I want to like maybe throw a party.
Uh-huh.
So I want it to be at least accessible. So if I go to Mexico, that's already a good amount of, or I feel like there's a good amount of people who won't be able to do that. So I think that's another reason why I can commit to Mexico. But maybe if I could just plan it, like, you know, like maybe the first weekend is somewhere here, and then the weekend after my birthday, we go to Cabo. That's another option that I was thinking about.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, definitely you could do that. You could plan multiple celebrations, especially because it's the one.
I know, it's a big one.
It's a big one. That's what she said.
I think that's another thing too, the fact that it feels like it should be like monumental. Because like for me, honestly, I would always prefer to just have like a birthday getaway where I just get the hell out of here with just a few people, and it's fine because I'm traveling. But it's like, it's 30, so I feel like it should be with everyone. I don't know.
I see.
TBD.
Or you could do it now. Just decide now. Make a decision now.
I think I need more info,
Yeah.
and then I can make my decisions, because I don't know
Need more. What kind of info would you need?
how much it's gonna be.
Price.
Yeah, price.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Money. Would you say money is a big factor in why you could potentially be indecisive about something?
Hell yeah. I would say that's probably one of the bigger ones, because it's like I'm trying to be smart with my money. So another part of like planning for this feels almost counterproductive to like what I'm supposed to be doing, which is be smart with my money. So it goes back and forth, where it's just like, no, it's a big year, we should celebrate, it's fine, like I can afford it, to like, you should really use that money to invest on yourself and like start a business. Most, like, you know, that should be like the moves. But again, it's back and forth between those like, oh, I have to be rational / like, no bitch, like let's fucking go. So I think I just need to make a list and just see how much money I have, and then have a budget of how much it would cost to start my business. That way I don't feel so guilty with what the rest of the money is going to be spent on. Yeah,
absolutely. There you go. You just made a solution for yourself.
I know. Another thing is that I haven't really like talked about it with anyone. It's just like buzzwords I have in my brain. So it's just like, I think that's also another thing that was preventing me from being decisive, because I haven't voiced it out to anyone at all.
I see. Yeah. What prevents you from voicing it out?
Then I had to make a decision. You know, it's like, I know as soon as I voice it out, I can't just let it be it. It had to be.
So something. You would rather be walking around with no decision made?
Yeah. Sometimes. I feel like a good amount of people do it too, where it's like they rather deal with it later, basically, which is what basically was me. Yeah, it's just like, you know, it's not a big deal right now. There's still time. I'll deal with it later.
Quite the hard habit to break. I mean, every habit is hard to break. Yeah. But procrastination is so tricky. So tricky. What do you guys like to do to build better habits and take care of things more urgently? Comment below. send us an email, send us some tips, some advice.
And how do you guys deal with indecisiveness? I want to know because I'm pretty indecisive. How about you? What's been going on in your brain?
What's been going on with my brain? Whew, that's tough. You already know.
I know, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a loaded.
It's cluttered up in there.
I don't want to say it's cluttered. It's pretty organized. There's just a lot. It's like a very organized machine. But I would say right now I am sticking to just more gratitude. I start every day with writing in my gratitude journal, and I also write down just little goals for me to accomplish, just to center myself and feel more like I've got my sense of self with me for the day. So I like to make a cup of tea and just write, and then I'll do my morning workout, and that's really been kicking my ass, to be honest. It sounds so like fluffy and like, oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah,
like,
it's light. Like,
like it sounds like the shit you would see on Instagram, but it's hard fucking work.
It is.
I have an alarm every day for 6 a.m. And I...
Oh, yeah, because you've been trying to wake up earlier.
Yeah, and I do. I don't really... I would consider myself more of a morning person, although I'm a night person. I'm just a person.
She is just awake 24/7,
yes,
actually.
Yeah, because my mind is just going all the time. So the mornings, I love being able to wake up and seeing... The clouds are just the most beautiful in the morning.
Yeah.
Also being more mindful of like the things that I eat, although we just had fast food. But I feel that there is a healthy balance because I don't believe in just being like
forever just like shunning it. And you can never have this.
It's like, what? Yeah. No, there is a balance to everything, and so eating some junk every now and again is not the worst thing for you. I do believe in living like a fun and free life. But also being mindful and not just going overboard and being like, my main source of energy is from junk. Like, it does take a lot of work because you have to be conscious of these little things that are typically habit-based, right? Like what time you wake up, what you do in the morning, how you get out of bed. These are all just like little habits you've built for your whole life. And so it's very easy to retract or regress from what you want it to be like. Yeah. So
Jackie actually brought up how he is also just trying to be mindful because he just feels like it's good to reflect on the person you want to be instead of just living life as it is, because then you end up just in this space where you're not progressing and even sometimes you digress because, as you said, it's very habit-based.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would love to call myself a decisive person. Although naturally and historically, looking at like data from the past, especially like as a kid, I would consider myself more on the indecisive side. But as I've grown older, I would say maybe like 3-4 years ago, I've tried to make a point in being more decisive about what I want to do, and it really leads back to what like Jackie's trying to do now. It really, at the core of it all, it's like you really have to have a good handle of like who you want to become. Yeah. Because if you are unsure of who you want to become, it's very difficult to make decisions.
Exactly.
Because you leave it so open. But if you have a good handle of like, this is the kind of person that I want to be,
then you're like, narrow it down.
It narrows down. Now all these other options are gone. You're like, okay, I'm not doing any of that because that's not in line with the type of person that I want to become. So it is definitely, at least in my personal journey, it's definitely been helpful for me to become more decisive in my life.
That makes sense, because I feel like the problem with indecisiveness is you don't know what you want. And then you think about it momentarily, like, what do I want now? But if you deduce it to, like,
who are you?
Who are you and who you want to be?
Mhm.
What would they want for
Mhm.
you?
Mhm.
I feel like
Mhm.
that becomes like an easier way to answer it.
That's also a tricky part. It's like how can you work on being less indecisive or being more decisive
Yeah.
if you are unsure of who you want to be?
Yeah.
That was a big just issue that I had in my early college years and early 20s. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember in high school, we always battled with that question because Renz and I were always trying to do the absolute most in terms of like going out, social interaction, and just, what teenagers would want to do, party, live it up. So it clashed with all of our academic responsibilities. And so it was just this battle between like, oh, I know we have this calculus test, but there's this party.
Yeah.
What are some things you guys are indecisive over? Are you also the type of person that you're indecisive about food? Or what's your deal? What is your deal?
What's up?
What's up? What's up then? Something, fool. Okay. I'm leaving that in. I don't even care. Showing my roots. My LA roots. Sometimes we're indecisive because we're scared.
Ooh.
Fear can hold us back from making decisions because we are either fearful of making the wrong decision or fearful of the opinions other people might have of us for making a decision. Fear is huge in terms of holding us back.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you before?
Sure it has. I wanted to be viewed like perfect, so a part of like, as you said, the fear of making the wrong decision. If I made the wrong decision in front of my peers, then it feels like then I'm not perfect. Or like I'm gonna get judged by the choice I made. I think that's where the fear is stemming from.
Sometimes you could be afraid to commit to something, depending on what it is. I have commitment issues. Do I have commitment issues? Kind of. I have more so abandonment issues. That's for a later episode. Yeah. But yeah, definitely abandonment issues. So
I feel like also a part of being indecisive because maybe some people are people pleasers. So it's like if they can't decide because they want the other person to decide for them.
Ooh, because they want to consider what that person is feeling and thinking, and so they would rather leave that up to them to make them happy.
Because it's like, or maybe they have like, in the past where they have decided on something, it's not like met with enthusiasm. So it's like the people pleasing side of them is just like, okay, then you decide. That's fine. I feel like I had that maybe like when I was like younger, because I also had a hard time like deciding. So it's just like, it's fine. Whatever's fine.
You know what? That makes sense because I was always like, let's do this. And she was always like, okay. Let's do it. Why not? Okay. Yeah. That makes complete sense. So you know what? Actually, there was definitely that decisive element in my life early on too. That's true. I never really, if it came to doing things, I was never like, I don't know. It was more like, yeah, I want to do that. And I would just go for it. Yeah. I would say that never really left. It also depends on what it is too. Yeah. Also, a huge thing with decisiveness is weighing out your options and trying to. It's like you're trying to feel what is going to be the best choice. And sometimes you just don't know until you do it.
Exactly.
So it's hard to compare the different choices you have because you're going off of what is going to feel good.
Yeah.
You know, truthfully, what is going to feel the best, with all these decisions.
Yeah. And I think I heard it somewhere or read it somewhere where, being decisive, it requires a lot of energy. So if you don't do it often, then
it's like going
harder.
To the gym.
Yeah. So it's like if you're often indecisive and you don't make a conscious effort to decide for yourself, you're more likely to be continuously indecisive.
I have believed that my whole life, but I also believe that is everything you do.
Yes.
Because life is just a series of choices you make and things you act upon. And so with that, when you are doing anything, it's building a pathway in your brain that this is a thing that we do. I just thought of something too. King Bumi, when he's
neutral jing. And that's actually what I was gonna talk about too. Actually,
get out of my head.
Yeah, because I was before you brought up the fear of being indecisive because of fear. I was thinking like, when has indecisiveness caused like good thing? Because indecisiveness could also mean like not doing anything, you know.
But that's a decision, though. The decision to not do anything is still a decision. So I think what King Bumi did, if you don't know what I'm talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender, the episode where...
Please know what we're talking about.
They are... they've basically taken over Omashu. So he decided not to do anything. Neutral jing is a decision. I think there's a difference in that, although it may look very similar.
Well, I decided not to do anything about making plans about my birthday.
No. No, because you're weighing out options. King Bumi is not weighing out options. He's like, no, this is not the right thing to do, so I'm going to do nothing, which is my choice. Because he knows doing something is going to cause more casualties and people will die. And so that's his decision. He knows that he has to get the Fire Nation at a weakened state, and once they are, that's when he's going to strike. That's his decision. That's like planning, strategic. Yeah. You, on the other hand, you can't make that comparison. That's not strategic. That's
it is. It's just like, maybe the point is I don't want to do anything, and then I don't plan things, and then it's too late. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go.
Exactly.
Neutral jing.
That is not neutral jing. What do y'all think about that? Y'all know what we're talking about when we say neutral jing, right?
Right. I hope so.
Shoot.
Tell us in the comments.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening to our very personal stories, and we appreciate the time you have taken to listen to us, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did like this episode, make sure you share it with your friends, your family, talk about it, talk with us, twoperfectpodcasts@gmail.com. That's our email. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, turn on your follow notifications. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, podcast streaming platforms, all of that good stuff. And we hope you are loving yourself, taking care of yourself, being authentic and genuine with yourself, and take care. Peace out. Bye.